derails, Chivo food, they be swapping games and GTASC killing your instincts. This is Achievement Hunting 101. Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. I'm your host, Fuuf, and thank you for listening. This is level 54.
Did you reach puberty finally?
Jesus.
Your voice
We've got a great, and this is going to be an interesting show for you tonight between L's derails and the thunderstorm that is happening outside Corey's window. But before you hear all of that, let's hear some gaming stories.
You didn't introduce us.
Oh, for God's sakes, that's right.
Jesus Christ, you're the one
See what you guys have done to me? You guys have ruined me. I'm already off course. Thank you, L.
Off course,
With me,
inner
I
course.
have Corey, L, and Nate. What
individually.
is up, guys?
We are special individuals.
You're all very special.
Hey, bud.
Hi.
How are you, Kenny?
I'm broken about 5 minutes before we hit record, so this is going to be an interesting show.
Really?
Seems par for the course.
Yeah, pretty much.
Golf. A golf joke.
It's not golf, you silly. It is hockey.
There are 4 of us.
So we can't play hockey? We need another one? Right wing? Left defense? Right defense? And what else, Corey?
Top 50 Tennessee gamer score milestone.
Goalie.
Come on. If you could name the 5th person, I'll eat my ass hat. Come on. Let's do this.
Mascot. What are we talking? What sport are we talking about?
Hockey. I left you the easiest one.
You really did.
The guy.
To be honest, I wasn't listening to you.
The guy
I
in the
even
middle.
said it. I even said
it's
it.
not
You
goalie.
said goalie.
It's not goalie.
Goaltender.
It's left left wing, left defense, right defense, and
So goaltender works.
the guy in the middle might be called
The center.
There you go.
Now eat your ass hat.
Phrasing.
Tell your story, Corey.
What is this start?
What are we doing? Best achievement gaming story?
No, all right,
Yes.
fine. I'll tell my stories. I played a bunch of crap this week. Anyone want to hear about it?
Sure, let me hear. I want to know all about your crap.
Because what happens is I put all my crap games on my random to-do list or on my
RTDL.
I curate to try to get easy crap. And then what happens? Did you see my list?
If you wanted easy crap, you could have just went to Taco Bell.
I got some easy. Oh, nice one. So I wound up getting 2 achievements in Haunted Halloween 86. Two.
I am so sorry you had to play that.
I know. Me too.
Worst 11 minutes of his life.
And I love NES games and NES era games. But no, this was not
horrible.
good. It was like the opposite of good.
That, off the top of my head, I think that is my least favorite Ratalaika game.
It's not a Ratalaika game.
Yeah.
It's not Ratalaika
even worse.
has quality control.
My
Easily.
favorite too.
Easily his least favorite Ratalaika.
It's called Sometimes Poo. It is not good.
That's
Sometimes Prue.
Hey, Nate, gun to your head. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Favorite Halloween candy has got to be the Necco wafer.
What's
Oh,
that?
he is old.
the heck is
Isn't
that?
that the
You don't know what a Necco...
Isn't that the bad guy
jeez.
on in Stranger
I've
Things?
out-olded the old.
I
Jeez.
know what it is, and that's
Hold on, I'm
the
gonna
candy
have to
that
look
you
this
throw away at the end of the night,
No, that's
along with the unmarked hard candies.
I always used to trade my friend
Pennies.
for the gummies. Any gummies he got, I would trade away crappy milk
I have
chocolate for gummies.
I have never seen these.
What?
They were invented in 1847. That explains everything.
That's why Nate knows it.
Have you seen them? They're basically used to write on sidewalks and stuff. It's basically little
okay.
pieces of chalk.
That is gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's horrible.
Fuuf, you're
Corey?
pudgy. What do you want? What do you want in your Halloween basket?
Chocolate. I like Hershey's bars.
There you go.
Straight for the bar.
almonds or Kit Kat
100
or
grands.
Three Musketeers.
Are you asking me?
You need a Snickers, Corey, so you can answer. Oh,
Reese's.
Reese's.
Top tier candy.
Really?
Yes.
Reese Cups.
Yeah, sure. Reese Pieces, Reese Cups are all good.
Good pick.
That is a good pick. I'm pretty sure peanut butter solves all problems. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, now I want a Reese's cup. Darn it, Corey.
I don't know. I used to not like those, but I've come around to peanut butter and chocolate.
How have you not liked Reese's peanut butter cups? They're delicious.
I've come around to them. Listen to what I'm telling you.
I know. I'm talking.
But I'm boring. I go for the boring stuff like
ham
you.
and cheese.
Hershey's Kisses, Hershey's milk chocolate bars. But I also like
milk chocolate.
In the candy department.
Gross.
I like Nerds, and I like
yes, Nerds.
What do you call those rolly things?
Okay,
Sweet
if
tarts,
we're talking
Rolos,
non-chocolate,
Smarties.
that's a whole
Sweet
different
tarts.
spectrum.
Yeah, if we're gonna go non-chocolate,
You're talking
Smarties is good.
Starburst or Skittles. I mean, that's your top two.
No, I think it's a bowl of mystery nerds. You dump all the different boxes into one big bowl.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's how we did it when I was in middle school.
But I can't hide them during the walk when I when I stealth eat the little boxes on the walk while trick-or-treating. Not that I would steal my kids' candy and chocolate.
What are you talking about? That's why you have kids. So at Halloween time, they go out and get candy for you.
All right, so anyway, this crappy game lasted about 10 or 15 minutes, like you said. And ask me if I continued past all the achievements.
Did you continue past all the achievements?
Hell no.
I don't think anyone did.
But, I mean, I tried, but it was hard.
So you went for the completion. Did you have to go to the completion for your RTDL?
I did. I don't know.
Forgot it already.
Earn 9 lives. Okay, so I think the one harder than that was earn 10 lives. So
yes.
I mean, you could just preload that sucker.
I could have preloaded it.
Save 9 minutes next month when it gets pulled.
No, I've explained before. On games like that, I try to complete them and not have to look at them again.
Sense.
It does make sense. The next glorious game that I pulled 2 achievements from was Paradox Soul.
God, your list is already
I
bad.
know.
That's only 4 achievements.
Which recently got that MV treatment on TA.
Oh, yeah.
Did it?
It got Vaynered the day after I completed it, I believe.
Hold up.
I have yet to partake.
Oh, you really must, so we can discuss it in great detail.
Well, the number one gamer score Metroidvania holder in Tennessee will eventually partake. That's no question. It's more of a matter of when rather than if.
You got that on like a plaque on your desk
but you need to,
at work, don't you?
You need to actually play an MV game without using a guide, Corey. Like, the whole point is to explore
Debatable.
the various backgrounds and landscapes that Metroidvanias
repeatedly to just walk past the entrance 3, 4, 5, 6 times before you finally figure out, oh, I can use that gun here.
No, honestly, I did not use the guide for this game, and it took me, I think it was like 50-something minutes. Now, I know some guides are like 20, but
you looked at the achievements, right?
I did not look at the achievements. You don't need to.
That's awesome. With that being a Metroidvania, I took 1,000 more points.
I did not look
on the Metroidvania list.
I don't think anything's missable. You just have everything is for progression or killing stuff, right? I don't think there were any for dying.
Sounds about right.
That's progression.
I don't think you can miss anything.
Yeah. I was in party talking with Mus of Kush and Mishegala. So I was even distracted. 2 or 3 in the morning, and we were laughing about I don't even know what. But as far as Ratalaikas go, you could do better. But
for sure,
not going to look a Metroidvania in the mouth.
You can also do worse, but we can get into that later.
Well, it's now taken the mantle. Is that right? No, as the quickest Metroidvania on the site by a mile.
By like half a mile.
Nate, you played it too, right?
I did. Yeah, I completed that.
Did you wind up doing what you said you were going to do?
I've not had a chance to finish, get to the credits yet. No, I was too busy doing stuff, which I'll talk about later.
Do you want to know who's responsible for this monstrosity? You want to get to the credits so you can find out names and write nasty letters?
Yes. Yeah. I want names. I want addresses.
Dox them.
That's not nice.
Neither is making me play this game.
Did you play it?
Yes, I even streamed it. And not even
did you use a guide?
Not only did I stream it. No, I didn't use a guide.
Oh.
And I also did like you have been doing with a couple of these games, I went a little bit past the achievements.
Yeah.
I played it for about 20 minutes past the achievements.
You did?
Got bored and turned it off and went to something else.
I don't blame you.
Nice. I get that reference.
Finally.
Ah, yes, that's the other game I played that night, Attack of the Toy Tanks.
What the hell else did I play?
I don't know.
Spencer. Oh my. Spencer.
I hardly knew her.
Nice. So, Spencer is this, how to explain it?
Terrible
Game, but there are terribler games. You walk around and you try to get all the coins and you escape the level and try not to get hit by bad guys. And this was another one where they could have been mean and made you get all the gems on each stage, but they were not mean. You only have to do this on one stage. And then if you get all the gems, a ghost chases you around, and you have to beat the level while the ghost chases you around. After that, smooth sailing. Who published Spencer?
Spencer is the adult Hot Topic.
Well, I was going to get to that in a minute.
I beat you to it.
Did.
Speaking of hot topics.
Wait a minute. Can't look a Spencer in the mouth either. Have you ever been to Spencer's Gifts, Corey?
Yes, once I was accompanied by an adult.
And well, there are adult board games there, and sex toys, and super sparkly lava lamps, which is where I tend to go and just stare at them. And I have yet to know anyone who has purchased one or owns a lava lamp. Do you?
Why are you reaching to turn something off, Koosh?
I'm just saying, I had a lava lamp, not from Spencer.
Really?
Yeah, it's true.
Is that for like old people on like LSD or something?
It's
PCP.
Fun fact. It's not really lava.
Get out of town.
Oh, what a fun fact. Thanks for sharing.
No, it's not really lava.
Really?
I had a lava lamp. I won it with tickets at Chuck E. Cheese.
Really?
What has this show become?
Oh yeah, so anyway, Spencer. I had the achievement for getting the third boxing glove, and I think I got that in the end of the third world, and there are 5 worlds with 15 levels each. But I powered through and finished the game, so I wouldn't have to play it ever again. Yeah, but you actually have to beat the whole game, which is nice, I guess.
It's like at least 3.
So it's like a long completion since it's 2 hours, since compared to normally 1 or less that we're used to. The publisher is GBR Thomas Klaus and Frank Menzel. Oh, the people's names. Great studio name, guys.
All right, then.
Ah, yes. Spencer is apparently German. What else is on my list? You guys sick of me yet? Don't care. Lilith M.
Fair.
Lilith Fair. Very good. I taught you about that a year ago. Did you know that this game is crappy also? Because it's a puzzle game.
Yes, I did.
And I started it apparently a year ago and got it on RTDL, which finally encouraged me to finish it.
Did you get 2 achievements in that as well?
No, only 1.
Oh, okay.
To beat all the levels in the 3rd and final chapter. Good old Dwaggy Knight has a walkthrough on TA that is actually pretty good. Follow that. And yes, I used the guide because I was not following this stuff out. But I did not follow it very carefully because I messed up on the last achievement, in which you're supposed to purchase 4 things in the shop. And you only get a certain amount of gold, and I bought something expensive. But luckily I didn't get the most expensive things because that apparently can shut you out of the achievement. So I just had to replay a few levels to get enough gold to get the 4th thing.
Nice.
So good job, L.
You have a guide and still mess up.
I did. This is what happens. All right. Someone else can talk now.
You have 1 more game on your list. Or maybe 2. Goodness.
My list. Okay, fine. Well, it's kind of GTASC related, so I'll get into that now. There
Sounds
was
legit.
in GTASC there was a bonus to go for multiple of 2019 gamer score. After playing some of the aforementioned games, I had well eclipsed 2019 gamer score, so I went for 4038. And the achievement I used with uneven gamer score was Castaway Paradise.
Good choice.
Which luckily had an achievement that I needed with the correct number at the end, which was one of the stock market things.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty easy, and the achievement actually pops before you even do the purchase. I don't know if you realized that or not. You never played that game.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it was just to get a 500 profit. So I got that one done. And then I needed like 580 or so left. So I was looking for a quick game to play. So I chose your favorite game, Bouncy Bullets.
Ah, God.
And oh my gosh, it was like a lava lamp was on my TV. There were bright colors everywhere. It was like Refunct, but with color. It was like Wizard of Oz, a movie you probably never heard of. Like it starts off in black and white, and then all of a sudden,
The Wiz.
All of a sudden, there's color, and there's lots of colors.
That's when the movie got good.
There's
better.
There's these freaking yellow, freaking and pink, like they're like those wavy inflatable
arm
tube
wielding
things.
tube man.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, and they like taunt you, and it's like
That game was horrible.
they taunt you and they call you a chicken, and I was like, being chicken shouldn't be an insult. Chickens are mean bitches. And then they were throwing stuff at me, and I was like, I'm throwing yellow at you and pink at you, and it was just insane.
It was bad.
And then I beat 25 levels. Actually, I got up to 10 levels, and I got just where I needed to get my 2019. Well, actually, I had 20 left, so I went to Bully to get an RTDL achievement worth 20, which was for... Ooh, my wife's texting me. She'll want to hear this. It's for kissing 20 guys in Bully. She'll probably be like, go ahead. I don't care. Oh, man. So you got to go and you need to beat the art class first, and then you can get flowers, and then you have to find specific guys. And I finally found this one is the black nerdy guy, and you kiss him and he goes, this is the best thing I've ever had, Jimmy. And it was funny the first time, but you got to do it 20 times and hear the exact same things. And of course, my wife is sitting next to me going, what are you doing? And I'm like, kissing 20 guys for an achievement. And she's like, oh, okay, you're stupid. And I'm like, I don't disagree. And and then I got my 2019 bonus. But the next day I did finish Bouncy Bullets up, and I got 25 levels
20
done.
more kisses.
And then... No, I kissed 20 guys in real life the next day, jerk. Listen, what are you trying to say? So, and then there was 2 more achievements to beat 6 special levels, 1 for 3 and 1 for 6. But me being smart, I figured there was 3, 6, and 9, so I did 9 special levels, and the achievement didn't pop, and then I looked and I said, oh, I had the completion 3 levels ago. Whoopsie. So,
wow.
I played more of that game than I had to. Isn't that a great story?
See, I couldn't wait to get out of that game. I knew exactly what level I was on.
You suck at games.
I couldn't finish that game fast enough.
You need a little bit of skill. Did you finish
Very
it?
little. Very, very little.
Did Fuuf finish it?
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm impressed.
I don't know why.
Well, you need to complete something. So where does that put me this month?
Number 1 on the
Almost
shitty game
4,000.
leaderboard.
You can't say shitty. It's not
Number
nice.
1 on the crappy game leaderboard.
Oh, you could say that. Oh, man. July I had almost 10,000. I haven't checked on my Fuuf in quite a while. What do I have? 76,000. All right, I'll be okay. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
That'd be alright.
I'll be all right.
I didn't plan on talking about this, but your really, really bad list of games brought it up. I am
There's a bill for that.
of playing really bad games. I'm trying to be serious, guys.
Excuse me.
Straighten up. Fly right.
Well, I'm straightened up.
for
There
that.
is like an epidemic of really bad games that have come out recently, and I just can't take it anymore. I have several games started that I just can't finish, and they're easy, but I just don't have any interest in playing them. So that is like, what's the new one? Super Willow D-Make. Have you played that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Hasn't
Terrible.
come up with RTDL
Probably
yet.
one of the worst games I've seen. Woodle Tree Adventures. I cannot bring myself to play that either. It's horrible. Sorry, Koosh. I mean, have you guys noticed the same trend? Do you I mean, did you hate yourself after this week, El? I mean, you probably did because you got 5,000 gamer score.
These particular games, I didn't hate any of them.
Let me see the list.
I don't know.
Spencer, you have Spencer on there. Spencer is absolute trash.
Didn't hate it, but I was also in party chatting with people during. I guess
that's why you didn't actually focus on it. How did you not just absolutely hate Haunted Halloween?
That's too short to really hate.
That is different. That does play into it. Spencer is very slow.
Spencer was 2 hours,
and a couple hours is too much. 11 minutes, I can deal with anything for 11 minutes.
There you go.
I don't know. It's just it bugged me this weekend. I don't know.
I wouldn't want to play them all the time to get a zillion gamer score, but occasionally just get that itch.
I mean, luckily they are mostly quick, and if they weren't, then I'm probably not even going to start them. But I don't know. Some of them are just so bad that I don't even want to play after a half hour. And I have 2 hours left of it or something. I can't see myself playing it.
They are better than Borderlands, so that's good.
Disagree, but I know how you feel about.
But
I disagree with that, and I've been stuck doing that for way too long.
We checked; it's been 2 years.
Yeah, I reamed you on that earlier.
I thought it was 2 years.
You guys got to finish.
No, our 2-year anniversary is end of November.
We got stuck in Tiny Tina. Heyo.
The problem
we
with
really did get stuck though.
Is we'll play for a week and then not play for 2, and then we play for 2 weeks in a row, and then we're we're done. And then we don't play next week. It's so inconsistent.
And then you blame the podcast, and then Prue blames his Star Trek podcast, and
people don't
Michelle blames her librarian podcast, and then I'm all raring to go on time, coffeeed up, not sleeping. It's ridiculous, guys.
Yeah. Based off what you've told us, I would not want to play with Prue, man. The stories you have said.
It's true. He's horrible.
Worst booster? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess you're not boosting, you're playing.
I mean, he's late, and then his dog is in the background all the time. Bark, 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 bark. Hi, bark.
With that effing squeaky toy.
And then he blames the dog, like the dog went out and bought it herself, and then
he has to take Tammy to school.
I miss Prewmate, though. He was a good guy. He sadly ate a little too much P.F. Chang's, and we haven't heard from him since.
All right, well, that was a deep cut. Let's move on.
As I was saying, Koosh, tell us about your week.
So you were done, Rock?
No, but... Such is par for the course.
Rocker, tell us about your week.
I got 2 quick things. One, I unknowingly hit the top 50 gamer score for Tennessee today, so
nice.
I've graced the same page on the leaderboard as Mr. OMJ, so that's a pretty big accomplishment. I think I will... I can't remember what it was now. I will probably go up, 15, 20 spots if I hit 300K, and then nobody else plays above me. But, top 50 is pretty cool. I didn't do since I wasn't really watching it, I didn't do it with anything cool or fun, just playing RTDL stuff, which I had some RTDL victories this week. I decided to tackle 2 achievements that were a little difficult for me, not for some, but I had to perfect the Crash Bandicoot level Stormy Ascent. If you don't know what that level is, it is a level that was taken out of the original PlayStation version because it was deemed too hard. And so you can play it pretty much from the beginning of the game. Maybe. I don't know. You can play it pretty much from the beginning of the game, but like I said, it's kind of difficult, and you will want to have lives. You can die in it, so that does help. And there's a few checkpoints along the way. So I decided to play, because I was already halfway done with the game. I decided to play through most of the rest of the game through a couple more bosses to a particular level where you can farm lives. You can get up to 99 in, 5 minutes or so. And so I did that, and along the way are some very challenging levels. I found there's another bridge level, which nobody told me about, that I was trying to cheese, and it just wasn't working. So I finally did it the legit way, and guess what? It was a lot easier than the cheese method. And so I finally did that, and that was good. That was a small victory for me this month, because that took a lot of patience on some of those levels. The other one was an achievement that I could have got handed to me, because I know other people have got it handed to them, but it was a human fall flat achievement where on the castle level you had to get from one checkpoint or save point to another one without. You had to do it very fluidly and very fast, and your feet couldn't touch the ground. And so you had to climb up onto this house and grab onto these, what do you call them? Light
camera
chandeliers kind of things. Yeah, and you swing from these platforms that are over water. And the frustrating part was you had to do a little bit of work to get to this section to start it. And so once you start it, there's no set time, but I think it was about 40 seconds in some videos I've seen. And it just says fluidly, so nobody really knows what that means. I guess you do it without really stopping, but I did it several times and it didn't pop. And finally I did get it. But like I said, the frustrating part was you had to set up and you have to do certain parts of the level up to this point every time. And if you started your run and you fell into, if you got to a certain point, you could quickly restart the checkpoint and not have to do very much. But if you made it all the way or made it most of the way and you weren't doing very good and you couldn't restart from checkpoint anymore, your checkpoint reset to a new location. So I had to probably play the beginning part of the castle, 10 times, 12 times before I finally got it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It felt really good to get. So
did you have fun storming the castle?
No. I hated that achievement.
You did have to restart the level? I thought you could just run back to the point and start it over from the ledge. I thought it was like as soon as you left the ledge, the timer started.
Yeah, that's probably true, but there's another section where you can't touch the ground. You have to swing to another house. If you messed up in that section, a new save point had already been activated. So if you restart at checkpoint, you're there and not back at the house to start again.
Well, yeah, I didn't think it was checkpoint related. I thought you could just run back, climb back up on the roof, and then just do it again.
That would have been smart to test, but I didn't do that. So
seems smart.
I think that's what I did. But I mean, I got it on the first try.
I got fairly good at scaling some ledges, but I don't think I'm walking good yet. I'm not really looking forward to the rest of Human Fall Flat. It's fun with people, but you got to be a master at doughboy-like people.
Mile High Club?
Yes, Mile High Club.
If somebody will hate to carry me through it, please.
Oh, I saw you got carried this week. You got carried this week.
I did get carried a little bit through that game. So Saucy and I, we needed some points for GTASC. We're like, hey, let's play this a bit. This shouldn't be too difficult because he's played this before. I thought he knew how to do it. So he could kind of do some of the levels, but we wound up having a public. I started a public lobby, so just randoms could come in, and we wound up getting 2 or 3 people that actually knew what they were doing, and they were able to carry us through 4 levels. I think it was 4 or 5 levels. We probably wouldn't have went farther, but because of other randoms just popping in and deciding to troll us constantly, it kind of hindered the progress. But we did pop a couple of achievements in that, which was nice.
Yeah.
There were griefers in Human Fall Flat?
They are tough 7-year-olds.
There shouldn't be griefers in that game.
You would think, wouldn't you?
Damn.
But that's all I have. Quick stuff. Just chipping away at RTDL mainly.
Yeah, actually, I unlocked a lot. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I wound up getting 9 achievements Saturday morning. So
would you put Human Fall Flat in the crappy game category?
No.
Wouldn't you?
It's a decent game. It is a good game.
Wouldn't you rather be playing something else?
Well, when I'm trying to go for something specifically hard, yeah, sure. But I don't know if I'd play it by myself, but it's
actually more
I've had
fun
a
with
lot of
people
fun
to laugh at you.
Yes,
I've
had a lot of fun with a group.
Human Fall Flat isn't a bad game. It's definitely it's an indie game for sure, and it's also a physics game, so it's supposed to be wonky, I guess you can say. It's definitely not like a Bouncy Bullets or a Haunted Halloween or a Paradox Soul or something like that you've played this week.
Bouncy Bullets is so good. Oh my god,
horrible,
so good.
Bouncy Bullets. I'm pretty sure I could create that game.
I wish they had 3 stars on every level in the game. That's how good it was.
Jeez,
that's how you make an achievement list. It is how you make an achievement list.
I think there was some extra in his Halloween candy.
Yeah, you should go play Lovely Planet then.
His parents should have checked that Reese's cup.
My parents put razor blades in my candy on purpose.
I have heard that, Koosh. Lovely Planet is a non-Ratalaika version of Bouncy Bullets, it seems.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's definitely that, and it's challenging.
Did you play anything challenging this week? So no.
Sort of. Let's say sort of. But the challenge was kind of manufactured challenge. So I also tried to get the bonus for GTASC. But bonus. I am way far behind in my Fuuf pace, and with the RTDL being for the month being over, and kind of got as much as I could before July ended, and then in August just kind of sort of started. I figured, okay, now's the time. Right, August has just started. I'm not already behind the 8 ball. Let me play some of this Ratalaika garbage, this hot Ratalaika garbage, and slam out a bunch of gamer score to kind of make my Fuuf recovery a little bit easier. So what am I sitting at here for the month, which is really good for me, but once again, it's all hot garbage. I'm at 9,940 gamer score for the month already.
For August?
For August. It's just from Ratalaikas and sometimes and whatever the cheap easy stuff is. And there's some other good things in there too, but for the most part, the vast majority of it is Ratalaika, actually. So I played Paradox Soul.
Yeah,
it's not horrible, but it's like a proof of concept for a Metroidvania game, or just something else that they're going to do.
So Paradox Soul 2 is going to be really good.
It's going to be so much slightly better. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. The nice thing about it is if and when you do die, you basically start in the exact same room that you were in. No big deal. So it's not painful to go through the game and get everything. You may have to remember, because the map is kind of also hot garbage. It's a little bit confusing to follow. It's not your typical Metroidvania map. But once you check it out, it is kind of nice because it does show you the different pathways from each room where they can go. But it's not a great game. The story is not great or there. And, but the nice thing about it is, with it being a Metroidvania, I got a milestone from playing it.
Yay!
I hit top 20 gamer score in Metroidvania.
Wow, nice.
So, from that game. So, if I had known that was going to be close, maybe I'd have picked a better game. But in that same time that I was trying to get all this gamer score, I was shooting for the 10,095 multiple of 2019. Boy. Problem being that as I was doing this, it was 2 in the morning. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to play next. And some of the games I wanted to play weren't working properly, or they were a little more difficult than I wanted them to be for that hour of the day. So let's see, what did I play? I played Mochi Mochi. That's actually a lot better than it deserves to be.
That's not a bad one.
That game's not bad.
Not a bad one.
It's not bad. Hoggy 2, also not as bad as you might think. and then Woodle Tree Adventures.
I'm waiting.
Insert sound.
Insert sandwich. It's not horrible.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, and I mean it's not the worst thing I've ever played. I will tell you one thing that I did not learn until about 5 minutes before I finished the game, and that is you can run.
Oh no.
There's one jump in the game that you need to run to complete.
This is just one giant PSA today.
There's just one right at the end in this bonus 2 level that you need to run in order to make this one jump. Every other jump, even though it looks too long, you can actually make by running right to the edge and just barely landing on the edge and doing another jump to get back up. But there's one jump that you have to run. You cannot make unless you're running. So I finally discovered, if you hold the X button down, you can run. And let me tell you what, I ended up playing this game a lot longer than I needed to because I was walking everywhere instead of running. And save yourself, press the X button. As soon as you start the game up, just hold down the X, tape it down, nail it down, I don't know. Just don't ever let up on the X button.
I've only played the first level and I've already played the game longer than I should have.
It's not that bad.
My problem is I just suck, apparently. And you touch any enemy, you start all the way back at the beginning. It was terrible.
Yeah. Well, is it the beginning? Yeah,
it's the beginning.
Yeah.
That's what I played.
It's the beginning. Well,
how easy do you want it?
There are checkpoints. In most of the levels, there are checkpoints. And the other thing is, like, when you go to get one of the water droplets, because you need to find 3 per level before you can leave the level, some of them, like, they're a pain to get to, and then you have to backtrack if you were going to do it legitimate, and instead I just jump off the edge, and then you get transported back to a checkpoint, most times a checkpoint that's closer to the main path. So, yeah, number 1, learn to run, hold down X. Number 2, once you get your water droplet, just jump off the map. Don't try to get back. And then it'll be over before you know it. It's not too bad. Then you have to grind for, what are those things you're picking up? They're like
berries,
fruit pieces, cherries, something like that. Well, whatever fruit you're picking up, you can get about 350 pretty quickly on the second bonus world, without trying to get every single one. You just go through like 3 main areas and get a whole bunch and then just restart the level, and you'll get your 3,000 pretty quickly doing that. So I was doing all this and I was checking my gamer score. I was refreshing TA and I was doing the math to try to figure out, okay, this is what I need to get. Okay, I'm down to I need 140 or something like that. And something either didn't scan in or it was 3 a.m. and not a good time for me to be doing math. I overshot it by like 40 points. So I said some choice words. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to beat Woodle Tree and then I'm going to bed. Because I only had one achievement left.
You should never go to bed angry.
The last achievement I think was worth 150 gamer score. And I was going to have to put that to the side, go do some smaller stuff. And then, so I guess I actually was able to go to bed a little bit earlier, as a result of failing. So I wasn't too upset, but yeah, I mean, I also could have gone to bed at 1 and not had to deal with that. So yeah, that was a fail. Math is hard. Math is hard, kids.
Since you both mentioned it, I also hit the GTASC. Well, I hit the GTASC bonus along with L.
Nice.
I just went for the multiple of 1 factor though. So just 2019, I had to save the Ninja Clan. It's like full of like 33 pointers.
Oh, so, yeah. Yep. I'm not going to lie. I looked at the next multiple.
Oh, God.
I thought about it for 3 seconds, and then I cursed, and then I said, no, don't be stupid. Don't be so stupid, basically.
There you go.
I mean, you could have kept your score good and gone for the next 10,000, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But
that's okay.
So I'm happy.
We'll get you through.
I'm happy that I got.
We'll get you through to stage 10, to week 10. That's all we care about.
Yeah,
we'll get you through.
So exactly. I'm happy that I got
Screw
as
that.
much gamer score as I did. I wanted to get a whole bunch of crap games out of the way anyway. So I definitely was surprised by those two games. Mochi Mochi and Hoggy 2 are actually not bad. They are actually games I would maybe consider going and playing after the achievement.
Yep.
Did you guide Mochi Mochi?
No, I actually did not. I sat there and I played with my daughter and my wife. They were watching me after my daughter's bath, and we were just laughing at the little. Damn it! Let's see, wait, Mochi Mochi, yes, the
Corey,
worm.
try without a guide.
I did play with that guy if you would have listened like a week ago.
In
There
general,
was 1 or 2 levels on
in
there
general.
on Moki Moki that I needed a guide
That's
for.
not Moki Moki. No, listen to Chin.
Yeah, there were a couple where if I was just me playing, maybe I would have gone and looked at a guide. But since my wife and daughter were there, we were kind of laughing and just whatever. So we got it done.
They should read the guide to you. They're there for. So some sad news for all of our listeners. DuckTales Remastered is going bye-bye from the store. And if you listen to this the day it comes out, well, no one can. It'll probably be the day after. But it goes away on August 8th. It goes away on August 8th at 8 Eastern. Actually gives it time.
I would not trust the time.
Well,
Yeah.
it
Good.
does give a time for some reason.
DuckTales sucks.
But the good news is, A, they gave a date, and B, it's on sale, $5. Grab it. And C, DuckTales. Like, wait, what? Does not suck. You suck.
You might even be able to listen to a DuckTales parody right now.
Ooh, what app?
Parody. Parody.
Nice. Wow. Whose voice is that? You should get a recording contract on American Idol.
American
I feel like-
Idol, DuckTale.
I feel like they're like L trying to make it funny, but that went over my head.
What went over your head? You don't know what American Idol is?
I know what American Idol is.
Idol, L, me. So stupid. Kenny.
Oh.
What? Explain my jokes again. Damn it. You
More
mentioned
sad
Human
news.
Fall Flat.
Human Fall Flat's getting
Did
a
you
title update. And even better, more Chivos!
It's called...
And even worse, now to get the achievement where you have to finish the game in one sitting, it's now gotten longer.
Shoot.
Damn it. Waka. Angel Waka.
He said
We
he'll
love-
do it on week 10.
Yeah, but... Okay.
Week 10, we'll get on the bus, we'll get on the party bus, we'll go through Human Fall Flat.
We're going to do all of Human Fall Flat, use all of our bonuses, and...
8 people will stream it again.
Ooh.
And we'll finally start all the Game Pass games.
That's a good idea.
Gun to your head. You have to
I like
pick
gun to your
4
heads.
games from the Summer Spotlight in order to get that sweet, sweet 4K Microsoft reward points. What are you guys getting?
Is there a link for this?
Okay, is money an option or is it not an option?
No, forget the money.
Forget
Oh,
the
this is
money.
just-
Money is
This-
not an option.
All right,
This is just what 4 games are
put the
good.
gun to my head.
Gun to Corey's head.
Are
All
there any
right.
wrestling games?
Age of Wonders, Planetfall. Solo,
Good pick.
Islands of the Heart. Wreckfest, and Pilot Sports. Those are my 4.
Gross.
Who came up with this question?
Pilot Wings.
Pilot Sports with wings.
All right.
Wait, you don't like my picks?
Red Bull gave you
Okay.
wings.
Well, in that case, gun to Nate's head.
Get the Nate's head. I've already purchased Mighty Switch Force Collection. So I don't know if I can pick that one or not. But let's just say I did. I kind of like the look of Furwind. Pablo Rumi is a shmup. That looked pretty good. You know what? I'm going to say Mighty Switch Force doesn't count for me because I bought it before the Summer Spotlight. So that gives me another pick. Then I would also go with Super Willow D-Make 3 times.
I just said that was horrible.
I know it's horrible. That's the joke.
That
My
was
last
the
3 purchases would
joke.
be Super Willow.
All right.
I would probably get Solo Islands of the Heart, and Varanhe, or whatever, however you say that.
I already have L's picked out.
All right.
Please go ahead, because I don't give a crap about any of these games.
Gun to L's head. That's actually Corey.
Tetsumo Party.
Bless you.
Mustache Amigos.
Of
Bear
course.
with me. Ash's Cricket.
And Right Meow Motors.
Corey, do you know what any of these games are? Not Corey. Kenny, do you know what any of these games are?
I played Meow Motors.
One white boy.
That's actually a really great game. I know what Ash's Cricket is. That's like the crappy, great British version of baseball that I don't actually understand the rules, so I kind of know what it is.
British version of baseball. Don't think that's correct.
I don't know. It looks like some guy's pitching some sort of ball. A guy hits it with a
You're an
larger
Orioles
bat,
fan. You don't know what baseball
and
is.
then they run to a base, and someone throws the ball at them, and yeah,
And they yell, crikey.
that's Australian, Nate.
Oh, sorry.
Duh.
That's Australian, mate.
Ah.
That was good, guys. Come on.
Chin and Pluto will appreciate it.
And Smitty. All right, that's the first part of this question, right? There's a two-parter.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So first of all, do people know what Summer Spotlight is? I know Kenny doesn't.
I do. It's a spotlight from the summer on some digital games.
And it's a promotion, right? They
It runs
want
from
you
July
to-
30th to September 9th. Play the newest games this summer on Xbox One Summer Spotlight. We'll feature new titles each week for 6 weeks, so check back often.
Amazing guess.
Earn up to 4,000 Microsoft reward points for diving into hot new releases featured in the Summer Spotlight. So
That's
yeah, I
correct.
know exactly what it is.
That's correct. Do you know what its grandfather was called?
It's
Winter
on the Google
Spotlight.
Doc.
Just guess
It's
a little
on
farther
the
down the
dock.
sheet.
You ruined my joke. It was a bad one too.
Oh, we like bad jokes. Go ahead.
Would
Summer
it by
of
any chance be
Arcade.
the summer? Why
Son
do you
of
have
a bitch.
me try to guess if you're going to ruin
It's
it?
Summer of Arcade, Kenny. It's
love
right
of
there.
Because
Continue.
what both are
Continue,
promotions in order to get you to buy the hot new summer titles, like the indie ones, indie stuff, usually.
Summertime.
Summer of Arcade being like the art, Xbox Live Arcade. So, the good days of games.
So
Instead of
200
this
points.
crappy one. Anyways, the alternate question is, does Summer Spotlight, the new promotion, hold a candle to Summer of Arcade? And I'm going to go ahead and say, no, it doesn't. And that is because I think we have become desensitized to bad games. And when a good game comes out, I think it does get recognized, but I think it can get missed easily. And the spotlight is not as much on it. So I don't know. Kush sent over a Wikipedia article of Summer Arcade, and looking at the different years, man, 2009, if you were not gaming in that year, you missed out big time. That year contained Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Shadow Complex, Explosion Man, TMNT, Turtles in Time Reshelled, and Trials HD. Hits across the board there. Cannot go wrong.
I am pretty sure that if you bought either 3 or 4 of those 5, you got back 400 Microsoft points. That's what seems to be my recollection. And I'm pretty sure...
I think you're correct.
Pretty sure I got all of them except for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. At full price.
And that would have been the right choice. Yeah, that's the right choice.
And I completed the Toidles game, which was actually a pretty satisfying completion.
I like Toidles.
I like Toidles.
So, just looking at these lists of these old arcade games, I remember just about every one of them, being featured and whatnot. And a lot of them are actually really good games.
They were special.
They were special, yeah, because the indie scene, the arcade scene was, a lot smaller. And so I think you actually had to be, you had to have a decent game. You couldn't get crap in there.
Look at this list. 2008, Braid. 2009, Shadow Complex. 2010, Limbo. 2011, Bastion. They're all one-word great games.
2012, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD.
Okay.
Yay!
Deadlight.
Well, Dust.
I thought Deadlight was pretty
Hey,
good.
Dust
yeah.
is on there. Kush!
There's a lot of Metroidvania.
Kush,
I mean, pretty much every year.
I saw you actually played Dust the other day. for RTD?
I did. I had an RTDL. Yeah, Blue Bomber.
Which
is a Mega Man reference.
It is a Mega Man reference.
Blue Waffle. Don't Google it. So what do you guys think? Summer of Arcade's better, right?
Yes.
Were you even gaming back in this time, Kenny?
I was.
I would take any of these games over Hoggy 2.
Oh,
if we got Hoggy
you
1
missed it.
first.
2008 Castle Crashers.
While a good game, and Braid's a good game, the rest of those aren't. They're just average. 2009 was like the mecca.
2009 was like a perfect year. Like
I'll give you.
It was so good. All that was really good.
There really are a lot of good games on this list. 2010 Monday Night Combat.
Flashback.
Monday Night Combat. I was on there day
was a
one.
good game.
I remember that.
Same.
Bionic Commando Rearmed. Come on now.
But
2011.
I
Toy
still try to
Soldiers.
jump in that game, and I can't do it. It's not. Damn it, not good.
So yeah,
Summer of
long
Arcade.
story short, I think that just the load of crap that gets in kind of makes the whole indie scene not as special anymore.
Well, there's still help. The summer spot hope. There's still help. There's still hope. The summer spotlight is not over yet, so they're going to continue adding games to it. So who knows? We may get Shadow Complex 2.
Oh boy, they can have all my money then.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Well, we're talking about all these games that are for sale and spotlights and all this. Corey, is there anything else you're going to be picking up this week?
Oh yeah, there's our sales. Not
Damn
very
it.
good ones.
Forgot to buy Chasm.
Oh, I did forget about Chasm.
Oh well.
This week,
Probably
though,
smart.
you can pick up Glass Masquerade, which I've talked about before, for $5. Really chill game, really easy game. I recommend that. Just a stained glass, put the piece of the puzzle here game.
How much is it?
I think it's $5. Very chill, and I usually did a puzzle or two a night after gaming and right before bed, so I would recommend that. It was good for what it was. And then the only other one on there that jumped out at me, and it was strictly because of the price, was the Hopico and the Tango Fiesta bundle. Both games can be had for $2.50. They don't look easy necessarily, but hey, 2 games for $2, I'll take it. And I've heard good things about Hopico.
It's like half a sandwich.
Yeah, but it's 2 games.
Yeah, I actually already had both those games, but that price is really good.
Right. What else has good prices?
So games that I was looking at, it's not for everyone. I get that. Legend of K Anniversary, 1,000 gamer score, 2,773 TA. It's $5 down from 30. It's an action game,
Right.
kind of action adventure.
You're a cat, right?
Yes, you're a cat. And it's similar to kind of like the Zelda 64 games where you're kind of running around. I'm not comparing it to Zelda. It's not the same thing as Zelda, but it's similar to it. That type of action adventure where you're running around with the 3D camera in these levels, and you're fighting with your sword. I have not completed this game. I have not put a whole lot of time into this game. But that price, $5 down from 30, and I know that it's the type of game that I used to play a long time ago. This game was definitely for me.
It's a non-backwards compatible 360 game.
Yes, I know. It's checking all the wrong boxes. I apologize, but
this looks like a game that is up
gamer,
Fufu's alley.
What was it called again?
I think Fufu should stream it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Legend of K.
So if all of our Patreons could just tell Kenny what to do, that would be awesome. And
I will
while
listen to our patrons. If you guys would like to see me stream a game, I will take it under advisement.
And while not a game that you need to purchase because, ideally you've got Games with Gold, Games with Gold, then Torchlight. Don't forget to download it. This game is great. It's a Diablo clone. If you do forget to get it, what is it now? It's like $15.
No.
Today it's free $99.
Free.
Yeah, it's $15. Yeah. $15. It's a 200 gamer score, so sorry, Tennessee. 264 TA. And it is from the actual developers of Diablo. And this is your reminder that it's a good game and you should probably get it. So.
And we are less than a month away from Torchlight 2.
Yay.
Yes.
Think it's co-op, y'all.
Yeah, we should buy this, Koosh.
Co-op. It's like
Do you
Diablo.
think Torchlight 2 is going to be the summer of our what do they call it? Summer of Arcade?
Summer
Not
of
No,
Arcade.
it's going to be
What were those dates, Master Kenny, since you knew all information about it?
To
Torchlight-
September 9th.
It's a family
Torchlight
show.
2 is September 3rd. So maybe. I'm going to hold out.
Yeah.
That's
My
a
memory is
Labor Day
coming back
sale.
as this loads. I mean, there is July 30th to September 9th. Just a summer spotlight.
So that's a solid maybe.
Seems legit.
That's the sort of thing they should have, right?
I think so.
Torchlight 2.
Yes, they should spotlight some of these games in the summer.
Seems like a good idea.
Anybody else? Anybody else picking anything up? I don't want to say it was slim pickings, but it was maybe not great.
Only real gamer score game would be the Long Reach, probably 75% off, $374. If you are weird,
that's up your alley, Kenny.
if you are weird and don't have Game Pass, you can buy the Messenger for $14. And don't know why you
Game
would do
Pass
that.
PC.
Right, Ultimate Game Pass.
See, and here I thought you were going to recommend the Long Reach for other reasons.
Well, no, I'm
No.
recommending it for title only.
We haven't made any reach around jokes in several episodes, so we're beyond that now. That was the old us.
Oh, okay.
Much more mature.
We're very mature now. Yes. Now we make glass ascarade jokes, or something like that.
That was bad.
Oh, Burnout Paradise remastered, $5.
What
American.
about it?
You should probably
All
get
DLC. Yep.
Comes with all the DLC, which are ridiculously high ratios for the GTASC.
It comes with open servers.
And open servers, prettier graphics, and the same goddamn soundtrack that was in the other one. Get me down to the paradise city. Oh, God, I love you, Axel, but no more. No more. Ooh, The Adventures of Pip. Pip was that lovable guy in South Park. Pip, Pip.
Cheerio.
It's a platformer. I bet Kush has it. Let's go look.
I do have it.
He does, see? That was easy.
So, let's get on with some contests.
Forgot about the Game Pass games.
I did forget about the Game Pass games. Darn it, Nate. That's your fault. Bard's Tale Trilogy is coming August 13th. And then the Bard's Tale 4 Director's Cut, or DX, is coming August 27th. So be on the lookout for those if you're interested in them for whatever reason. Except that looks like Jables right there. Kind of.
Speaking of Jables, are there any contests you know about?
I do. There are some contests that I know about. Like Koosh attempted to explain last week, we have the Gamertag challenge. Nate, would you like to actually recap us on that and give a better explanation?
From the hip, sure. So the Gamertag.
At least you have friggin' hips.
Oh,
Don't lift the
sorry. Sorry.
hip
Sorry.
Gift horse in the hip.
Sorry. So the Gamertag challenge.
Love you, Jables.
The Gamertag challenge is a contest that I believe originated from Spanky and Spronkle. And then it went to some other hands. There was backstabbing and all
chicanery,
sorts of
shenanigans.
Someone died.
You know that restaurant named Shenanigans?
And Freemhole said that we could take it over, so that's probably the last time we'll describe that. It's ours now. And the Gamertag challenge is where we take a gamertag and we present it to the community, and your challenge is to play a game that starts with the letter or each one of the letters in the gamertag. So this month we're starting with J Black. And it's not spelled the way you would think it was. It's JBLACQ.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to play a game for each one of those letters. If there are repeat letters, then you need to play a unique game per letter. You can get any achievement in any one of those games, and once you have that, you basically enter it on the spreadsheet, and we have rules. All this stuff is in the channel, so you can go there, look at the pinned messages for the rules and for access to the sheet. You can request that you be given a tab on the sheet, and that's where your entry is going to be. You don't really need to be on the sheet to try this at home, but if you want to be entered in the drawing, then you do need to be on that sheet. That's what we're going to use to verify all the links. So you're going to go through, you're going to get all those achievements. There are rules for the drawing at the end, and they are that if you skip any of the slightly less frequent letters, you go down from 10 draws to 5 draws. And if you skip one of the other letters, you go all the way down to 1 draw. And then at the end of the month, we will take all the submissions that were completed, and we will randomly pick a winner, and then they will get whatever the prize is for that month.
All right.
Yes.
This is a good opportunity for all of you to clear your J backlogs.
Nice.
How long have you been holding that one?
Since the other day.
Okay.
All right. Well, next contest we have is P-Tart's annual birthday bash challenge, the 2019 edition.
1, 2, 3. Pretty, come on. Oh. Jesus, guys.
Pretty birthday.
Pretty.
P-Tart is turning 29.
She turned 29 last year. And the year before.
29 asterisks.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All
so
right.
she's running her yearly contest.
For the 5th
September
time.
1st through September 9th. Some specific time. You have to adhere to her time zone, but the 1st to the 9th of September, so it's coming up. It is by Gamerscore, and she will award prizes to 1st place, 8th place, and 34th place, because that 34 number means absolutely nothing. Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
And in order to sign up, you need to sign up on Gamertag Nation. So if you don't have an account there and you want to participate, it's free. It's like TA, but not as good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's coming up, and we'll remind you again in a bit.
There will be a link to it in the show notes.
Oh, I have an idea, but I'm not telling any of you.
Next contest we're going to talk about is the GTASC, or to some people, the GTASC. Real quick, the bonus for this week is on the team side, and it's to end the scoring period, having unlocked at least one achievement flagged stackable, and each teammate must complete this one.
Question has come up if it needs to be the same achievement. It does not.
Which makes it way easier. So you guys got any idea what you're going to go for?
I'm going for pretty much anything in World Enduro Rally. The really bad Trials knockoff. Because they have medal achievements, and there's a ton. They're all labeled as flagged as stackable. So easy peasy.
Yeah, my only fear with that is ratio difference, sir. I'm just a little worried about that with the GTASC going right now. That you're going to be eating some ratio decay later.
I'm just going to get like one achievement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Playing it safe.
Okay.
If you are worried about that, you could copy me and go with Daggerhood. It's got a couple in there.
That's
true.
true.
You already completed it.
If you haven't completed it.
I ended up using Oh My Godheads. And I basically, what did I have to do? I had to go play 20 challenges. So you have to complete a challenge to open up the next challenge. So I think I'd already had like 10 of them open. So I just spent a half hour or whatever it was to get the other 10. And so mine's out of the way.
Oh, boy.
You know what you're going for, Al?
No, I'm looking through. What you can do is go to My Achievements and filter out Achievements Not Won and go to Achievement Type and put Stackable. And the majority of these are Guitar Hero and Rock Band ones that I don't have.
Yep. That and a lot of Halo ones.
I'm sure I'll figure out something.
Okay.
Ori, complete the game easy.
There you go.
You can sort by ratio as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
The easy ones are not easy all the time.
Also,
I haven't beaten the campaign in Call of Duty 4 or a lot of other famous games.
wait, you never completed the Call of Duty 4 campaign?
No. Win the war. I have not done as such. Maybe it's time.
Dude, that's actually a really good campaign. You should do that.
I think it was good at the time, but now Batman
I have
Arkham
not
Asylum
played in
beat
years,
the game.
so I could. That may be. No, I think Call of Duty 4 campaign would still hold up.
And then the highest ratio on my list is a 22.71 in Killer Instinct to defeat Gargos on godlike difficulty. All right.
We should get X to help you with that.
Let's see if anyone on my friends list has it. It's 8 people. Wow.
And also with the GTASC, unfortunately, each week there comes with some eliminations. This week, no teams have been eliminated, but we did have one person on the individual side, and that is Spanky and Sprunkle. He has been eliminated from GTASC.
Ooh. Do you know what's
Fun
special
note.
about Spanky and Spronkle? Okay, go ahead, Corey.
He got the bonus. He almost got the bonus for GTASC. He got 2019 gamer score, but did not have enough TA to make the cut.
Ugh,
Ouch.
that sucks.
Womp womp womp.
Poor
You're not
planning,
missing out
sir.
on anything. As Elroy said, when you're out, just freedom.
Proclamation point.
Take it away, El.
Take away what?
Compritos, we have Doughboy.
Compritos.
Proclamation point gay. Gway.
Okay.
Proclamation point.
That wasn't very epic.
I miss my old mic with that echo. Those were the good old days. Proclamation point. Woo.
That's better.
Doughboy has 75 completions. He must have gotten many extra lives in those games. Yay for bad jokes. Free Malicious has 200 completions. And Tropan with 300 completions.
And only 75 of those are Telltale games.
You're probably right.
He loves them.
Well, because those games have a lot of
150 of them or point and click.
Those games have a lot of tropes, so it makes sense. Philip Wendell, 60% completion percentage, which he had as a goal for the end of the year and hit it early. Nice job. Doughboy, 5,000 achievements, 1. Philip Wendell, 8,500. Free Malicious, 10,500. Old Man Fug, 12,500. Smitty and Tropan, 15,500. Ghost World, 17,000. True Marvelous, 44,000. And Redalicious. Stop scrolling around in there. 63,500. Our resident Chewy is on a 25-day win streak. That's very unimpressive. I mean, nice job. Elroy, wow. I remember when he hit his 1 year.
Was it a year ago?
Must have been. 2-year streak. And Benedict Willis, a.k.a. Prue, is currently on a 1,250-day win streak. He still doesn't get that after we spelled it out for him, and he probably never will.
Did I get it?
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Now, if he could tell us, if Todd Bridges was in Star Trek, then he would have been able to tell us. That's for sure. Shadowless Edge, a.k.a. Sedge, Drick, the non-entertainer, if you hear him in party, has reached a milestone of 300,000 gamer score. Kosh Most.
Moist.
You can't say moist on a podcast unless it's a cooking podcast and making a cake. 350,000 gamer score. We ain't got no 350. Hopefully someone gets that reference. Kitty Skies reached 500,000 on the nose. Way to go, Kitty.
Perfect.
And X the Hero didn't give me any crap to read for this milestone, thank God. 850,000 gamer score, which also put him third in the Pennsylvania gamer score leaderboard, so that's actually impressive.
Yeah.
The impressive part being not moving out of Pennsylvania when you have the chance. Now, Forge. These aren't in order, dummy. Carnage, 1,500,000 TA score. Holy cow. See, what you did there is make Fugs look small by comparison. His TA score, that is. 550,000.
There's a pill
TA
for
score.
that.
Oh, stop it. No beating dead horses, right, Fug? Right, Fug? Prue, 900,000 TA score. And Chewy, 600,000 TA score. All right, we have such a great community, all getting milestones, so we're still going here.
So many milestones.
Sasha Morning is in the top 100 of achievements won. That is really ridiculous. Nicely done, Sasha. Now, X was saying Sasha had a secret, but I don't really remember what it was. Rocker Dude already told us about his top 50 of the Tennessee Gamer Score. So now there's Brer Rocker, Brell Elroy, and Horsey Stallion.
Dumb.
Why is it dumb? He's a horse. A stallion's a horse, of course. High Road V2. Here comes a Mara Jane joke, but is now in the top 10 of the Colorado TA leaderboard for sports. There's a PED for that. Come on.
It's getting pretty high up in the leaderboards.
There you go. And also the top 2,000 of the USA Gamerscore leaderboard. Oh, here comes another made-up thing. NBA Kirkland is now in the top 5 of the Washington TA difference leaderboard for Windows Phone puzzle games. What in the blue
On
hell?
a Thursday.
That could not be more specific.
Wanda's husband, why did you sign up for that? As mentioned earlier, Kushmos is now in the top 20 of the Gamerscore leaderboard for Metroidvanias.
I think.
Thank you, Paradox Soul.
Take me down to the Paradoxity.
Don't be so humble, El. You are in the top 500 of the USA TA leaderboard, which is pretty great. And the top 1,000 of the completed games leaderboard for Xbox One Metroidvania, Mr. Specific.
I'm not humble at all. I was actually looking up more milestones and making myself the community spotlight. Come on now. You don't know me very well, do you? Jeez.
I was trying to make an Elgway.
I was looking like throughout my whole feed, but all it is pretty. Oh my god. You gotta stop doing that, Kush. Gee.
I'm sorry.
I also had 380 completions and 790,000 TA. Those are like almost milestones, I guess. But yeah, 500 in the USA. That is, when I see stuff like that I'm not aiming for, it makes me question my life, but still enjoying playing after all these years. Having a good old blast. What do we got here? Some birthdays. I wished Reforce happy birthday today. Happy birthday, Reforce. Or Reekfork3. It's probably turning E0 years old. Happy birthday, Reforce. And Enigma Gamer, happy birthday on August 7th. While I'm at it, I want to give a big shout out to all of our patrons. We've had a ton of fun in the patron VIP chat. And yes, we call it a VIP so you actually feel important. You're not actually important because you're chatting with me the whole day. Yesterday,
That's pretty important.
we had NES trivia, spur of the moment. I asked people's what they think the top-selling NES games of all time were, and we had a running list, and there were some surprising ones and some not-so-surprising ones.
Contra.
Contra was not on the list. Fuuf, you were not paying attention to this, so you could guess some right now.
TMNT.
Wow.
It was all those Ratalaikas, though.
TMNT was one of the last guest games, and that was actually correct. So I was
what
like
else?
number 9. Yeah. Say Mario.
Duck
Say
Hunt.
Zelda. Duck Hunt, very good. Duck Hunt was number 2 because it came with
I was just about to say that cheated because it was combined with Super Mario Bros. Wasn't it?
Yes. Yes. That is true.
Okay,
So anyway,
actual
that was
question
fun.
for the olds. Was Duck Hunt ever a individual game, or was it only ever paired with Mario?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I'm going to say, there's a cartridge for it. There's a cartridge for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My own curiosity, I just saw that.
Well,
I had it paired with Mario.
There was Mario alone, and then there was Mario and Duck Hunt, and then there was a third one, which was Mario, Duck Hunt, and the Power Pad track and field game thing, I want to say.
I remember seeing a picture of that. I did not have that one.
I want to say there were 3 iterations. And that formed who we are today. You're contradicting what this podcast is about, Kenny, so let's talk.
My bad.
Okay, good.
I'll leave the derails to you.
We had some... Speaking of achievements, we talked about the Disney Channel coming out, the new Disney streamable service coming out. That was a fun thing we talked about today in the patron chat. And who brought to our attention was you, Rocker,
not getting delisted.
About the package with the ESPN and Hulu?
Oh, yeah, that came out today as of recording. ESPN Plus, Hulu with ads, and Disney Plus all for $12.99 a month. And as Koosh pointed out, that will never go up in price.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
So just don't get it right away. Just wait. It'll always be there for you.
Now, how much with that?
It's not so bad,
that
though.
Without ads? Because commercials are for plebs.
Yeah, but
Just
who
Hulu?
watches Hulu, though?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're watching...
maybe me?
If you're watching Bambi and you have a commercial in the middle, that would be pretty bad. But other than that... And we had some Super Mario trivia today also, but it was derailed because Mario kept getting all of them before anyone had a chance to read the question. So we probably want to get something a little more formally organized. Let us know what you think, what times are best for you, or if we should do it not in real time and you send our answers to us so you have the day to think about it or whatever. Using the honor system, of course, and not the Google.
Yeah, no cheating.
Chip. Pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa.
We know you and Jay Black will cheat. We know how you are.
Actually, speaking of those guys, we did pick out the Gamertag challenge people for September, Freemhold, and for October, Fighter Rex 93 Chip.
So technically, it's only 2 Ps, but for every extra P you get, there'll be an extra entry into it.
Has that maybe been made official yet?
It just has since I said it on the podcast.
Oof. You heard it here, folks, Kenny. You're going to have to keep track of everyone's P in October.
That's Michelle's job.
Dewey Decimal System is her job, not checking out P.
The P is in the Dewey Decimal System.
Unless the P is silent,
somewhere.
like in Prue.
What?
If you knew about that or not. The P is silent in Prue. Use your special ability.
Okay, so I guess with that...
With that, pick up DuckTales Remastered, and Angry Birds 2, the movie comes out soon in theaters.
Nobody cares about Angry Birds. The movie was so bad. You were literally the only person that liked that movie.
I'm going to see it in IMAX 3D. You know what? I think there's a 4D version where birds fly by and poop on you, and it's going to be great. I'm really excited.
There's something in the water in New York. If you guys enjoyed this show...
So it makes the bagels so
That's
good.
why we got good water, baby.
Oh, yeah. Please like and review us on your platform of choice. It's a great free way that really helps us out.
This is free.
Please be sure to smash that subscribe button. If you'd like to send us a Twitter tweet, you can do so by sending us one on the Twitter at Achievements101. Be sure to follow the Mixer at AH101. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube page. We're on YouTube at Achievement Hunting 101. And be sure to hit that notification bell. And lastly, if you would like to sign up for our Patreon to help us out, we highly appreciate it. We know not everyone can, but if you are able to, check us out, patreon.com/achievementhunting101. You get access to the Patreon VIP room, and you'll see all of L's crazy quizzes and
yay,
all that good stuff. You get to see exclusive chat and get exclusive Discord rewards. But with that, class is dismissed. Talk to you next week.
What if everything you ever wanted came in a controller can? Gamer Gummies Achievement Edition, with all new flavors like Scarlet, Teabag, and Grenade. You've tried Haribo, now try Hariboom! Boom stands for all the explosions you'll create, even in games without any explosions, which sounds like a sad game that sure could benefit from some. Achievement Edition gummies now come with ridiculous amounts of Ritalin. Riditalin. And we're not kiddling. Standard dose is 20 to 30 milligrams daily. Ours is 20 to 30 gummily. Gummily stands for per gummy. Side effects include abnormal twitch. Use that twitch to pull the trigger faster than everybody else and become their twitchy god. Battle Royale blasting! The sound you'll make as you single-handedly kill every opponent on the battlefield. Anything is possible. You'll feel like a can of Mountain Dew that tastes like Doritos. What about me and my racing games? Burnout flavor! Guaranteed to have you pumping gas and kicking ass. Turn that drivatar that acts like a dummy into one that's clearly on gummies. Gamer Gummies! Gamer Gummies are now extra chewy, which will give you even more bang for your buck. But only if you're playing a hunting game, which we don't recommend because one bullet would explode that deer into smithereens. Thrust crotching! Similar to Battle Royale blasting, but particularly effective at beat-em-up games. Phil Spencer flavor! Eat them and you'll feel like the head of Xbox, except you'll actually be the head of X-Boom because your life will become explosive all the time! Gamer Gummies will make you win at all the games! You'll win at basketball, fighting games, Metroidvanias, shooters, looters, computers, and hooters. Red Bull may give you wings, but Gamer Gummies will give you owls! Owls all over your body! Still unconvinced? Check out these testimonials from real Gamer Gummies consumers!
Gamer Gummies gave me 1 million babies and 1 million gamer score.
Gamer Gummies are the greatest thing ever, and I can't imagine life without them. I need them to function. Without them, I'd probably die. They're addictive, and I need them all the time, and I made everything forever, and I frag all the noobs, and I have 10,000 euros on every mix experiment I do.
Hell to the yeah! You heard it from them. Gamer Gummies! It's like cocaine in a gummy! It's cocaine in a gummy! Gamer Gummies are cocaine!
Lara Croft in a field. Marcus Phoenix in a kitchen. Candleman in the dungeon. Barbie taking over for Master Chief.
They be swapping games, 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 they be swapping games!
What's up, everybody? It's been a while since we've been swapping any games, but there was a certain itch that needed scratching, and Elroy and I were happy to scratch each other's itches. We were also happy to put together another game swap. Honestly, I'm not sure what our itches have to do with the podcast content, and in retrospect, don't you think it would have been easier to get Kelsey and Kelly to scratch our itches instead of driving 7 hours to meet each other? Or like, we could have run to the dollar store for those back scratcher thingies. But anyway, I digress. Myself and Elroy, we are no longer itchy, and we are gonna swap a summer game. I tried to be Italian there.
Well, itches get stitches, and let me tell you something. I had a killer rash earlier this year, but I don't think people want to hear about my rash.
Save it for general chat.
You got it. I'll save it. I'll save it for that new program at my school. Get a rash. Get a rash on that.
The ASS.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's good to be here. I'm ready to swap some games. I think secretly one of the reasons I like doing this segment is just so I can hear that intro. That's one of my favorite intro. I don't know why.
Well, do you want to start us off since you're so excited?
Well, I thought you never asked. All right, so I guess I need to explain which games I chose first.
Usually helps.
And, yeah, so I went with I swapped the characters, which includes all of the splats, and that includes the person navigating the splats, which is Ernst Splattenfutter. Splattenfutter? I don't know. I think that's the name of the main guy. So Ernst Splattenfutter and his army of splats from 101 Ways to Die. That is my first selection. And then the other selection is the 400 Tribals and King Jeff from Jet Force Gemini.
Of course. You're on a big Jet Force Gemini kick lately.
Yeah. I just couldn't pick any other game, oddly enough. So I guess the summary of the 101 Ways to Die is basically Ernst Splattenfutter has created all these splats, I guess in his name's honor, and he is testing his torture chambers in which he exposes the splats to them. So the splats are unleashed into the environment, and you set up the traps on the front end. So you might have like a spring-loaded trap, and it's underneath some spikes on the ceiling. So then when you hit run, the splats just walk towards the exit, and so they hit the springs. They're thrown into the spikes. They're impaled. Blood goes everywhere, and you can make it more fun than that. So, for example, you can put a tripwire, which then shoots them with a grenade that propels them across the room into some spikes that then fall down into some lava, and then you get like a triple kill and stuff like that. So you kill them in all kinds of gruesome ways, and you lose points if any of the splats escape.
Are the splats like people? Or are they like...
Well, he created them. They're like zombie things. They're like zombie-looking things, and some of them wear helmets, so you have to hit them twice, and some of them have armor on, so you have to hit them a couple times. So they have a couple of variations, but they kind of look like the iZombie characters a little bit.
So we shouldn't feel bad about splatting the splats.
No, that's what he created them for, was to test his little test chambers. So that's what their purpose in life is to die in his torture chamber, because Splattenfutter wants to make sure everything's working great.
I mean, isn't all of our purpose in life to live and die? But whatever.
All right, so you got a good grasp of that one.
Yeah.
All right, and then the other one is Jet Force Gemini. And I think I might have explained this recently, what the tribals are and how they tie to the game and how worthless they are and how they stand there and they die if you shoot them, and how there's assassination ants running around killing them because they're assassination ants, or their overlords are all the ant people and everything like that. So they're the collectible people, if you will, in Jet Force Gemini that hide in obscure places just to ensure that you have the hardest time in rescuing them, and then they die, and if you die you have to redo the level, and there's 400 of them. Makes sense? All right.
Yeah.
All right, so for my first swap, I thought I'd go ahead and swap the splats for the tribals. So that means that we're taking all the splats and we're taking Ernst Splattenfutter over to Jet Force Gemini, in which they will be involved in the game. Now, the achievements that are relating to this is an achievement show, after all. Of
course.
Is shoot ants, save bears, worth 20 points for saving all the bears, and Jetman's Day Off, which is 20 points as well for getting all the ship parts. Ship
now, with a P.
Yes. Now, I find that this swap really improved the game. Now, Ernst Splattenfutter, he doesn't care about his splats like King Jeff does for his people, if you will. And this is evidenced by his little stun he pulls at the end that I'll get to in a second. But once you make your way through the land of wonky controls and you beat Mizar for the first time, old Ernst, he won't be an a-hole and say something like, "Oh, sorry to be so mercenary," and then shove you into some forced labor where you're doing his job for him of freeing all his worthless people. So, I don't know. Speaking of which, why is King Jeff even their leader? Like, what does he do? Now, there's some interesting part that I didn't get to last week with this, which is because I hadn't beat Mizar the second time yet, but I had to do that for the RTDL in the last minute because the possums, we all popped our Chivos at the last second. Oh my goodness, you should have seen the look on everyone's faces. Oh, they weren't expecting it. We got them hook, line, sinker. You know, you like put your index finger in your mouth and you like pull it to one side like you got hooked. That's what it was like. I mean, it was just crazy.
Is that is that what you do for fun in Tennessee? You just stick fingers in your mouth?
Oh, gotcha. And so, well, after you defeat Mizar the second time, you are on this asteroid. You just killed this hideous beast that's don't even get me started on how difficult that was, or this flying thing, and he like has this little laser beam, and the laser beam just goes back and forth, and with all the wonky controls, you can't jump over it accurately, and if you time it wrong, you land in the middle of it, and it just drains your health like no other. So you finally beat this flying insect, and you blow up the thing and whatnot, and so then you're like, what's this? There's another one of these worthless tribals here. Who is this person? Well, guess what? It is the brother of King Jeff. King Jeff apparently is the powerful one, and his brother was jealous of this power, and he created Mizar to do all of this because he knew that he had jealousy towards his brother, and that's the little plot twist at the end. Spoiler alert.
Was that like, without, I don't have any attachment to the game, but was that like a big shocker when you got it?
No, because no one even knew the dude had a brother. And then what I was thinking was, why is, how worthless is this guy if Jeff's more powerful than him? Jeff can't do anything. He walks around with his staff and talks about how he wants his people back. He doesn't do anything. He's a giant a-hole, but other than that, what else is he good at? I don't know. Now, all right, but I digress. So how would this game differ between if you had the Splat for Tribal experience? Well, the whole game would play differently. So as you're going through the levels, as you come across these wonderful splats and not tribals, you just shoot them. You shoot them in the face. You just pull out whatever weapon you want and you shoot them. And it'll be therapeutic because you're going through this game and you're just very upset as it is because of the wonky controls as mentioned before. And so view it as kind of like a form of stress relief. Like you shoot these splats in the face with the grenades and they just blow up and you're like, yeah, I can stick it out with this game. And then assassination ants, yeah, go for it. Kill them. We don't care. And so you're not, over a barrel with these assassination ants. There's many weapons in this game. You got tri-rockets, you got grenade launcher, machine gun, laser gun, all kinds of guns. You just and they all blow up. And the splats want you. Well, Ernst wants you to do it, and the splats are more than willing to take a bullet in the face. So you beat the game. You get up to old Splattenfooter, and he says, "You know what? Take this ship part. You didn't find all the splats." No worries, let them stay where they are and let them serve their ant overlords. Or better yet, just let them slowly starve to death in the obscure place in which they were hiding. That would serve them right. So why don't we just do that? Here's the ship part. You did great. You killed that thing, and here you go. So for the Chivos, you won't get to shoot the ants, or you won't get to shoot ants, save bears, Chivo. But who cares? You'll enjoy the game a hell of a lot better, and you'll still get the other 230 points. And better yet, you'll get to vent out your frustration on a regular intervals. So by the time you kill Mizar once and for all, you won't be filled with toxic levels of poisonous hatred. So I give this a A+ for swapping.
All right,
there you go.
I like it. I like it.
I can't wait for the next part.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Hey, since you were talking about ants, though, if an ant is drowning, did you know you can tell its gender?
Please tell me more.
Well, if the ant is drowning and it sinks to the bottom, it's a girl. But if it dies and floats up to the top, it was boy ant.
Nice.
That was awful. Alright, sorry, I'm done. I'm done.
No, I like that one. That's good. And humor, that's what we're here for.
Heck yeah. So, I took two games that are very near and dear to your heart, Mr. Roy.
Oh boy, what we got?
Well, the first is an action game with non-stop, just balls to the wall, over the top, gratuitous amounts of violence.
Ooh, I'm listening.
Featuring barnyard animals.
Oh my goodness.
Do we know what it is?
Is it number 1 or 2 or 3 on the top 3 Ratalaika games of all time?
It might be.
Iron Snout!
Iron Snout!
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I've been waiting to talk some Iron Snout for a while. What we got?
I feel a little bad that I stole it from you. But my first choice is Iron Snout. And my second is another game very near and dear to your heart.
Iron Snout?
It involves, it's not, I didn't swap Iron Snout with Iron Snout, I'm sorry.
Oh man.
It involves, how do I even tease this one? It involves everything wrong with the gaming industry.
Shadow of the Loot Box!
Shadow of the Loot Box!
Yeah!
I couldn't figure out how to do it without being a dead giveaway, but whatevs. I am swapping Iron Snout and Shadow of the Loot Box, two of the greatest games ever made, and let me just say, folks, what a time to be alive that we get to play them both.
Oh, you are not kidding, my friend.
Most people, you get one game of a generation, we got them both right here.
I mean, this Ratalaika is just on fire.
Right? How many of those plushies do you own?
I'm waiting. I'm on the waiting list.
Are you actually?
We'll never know.
I don't think he's kidding. All right, so I'm going to start off with Shadow of the Loot Box as our foundation. We'll put Iron Snout into the game. If for some weird reason you haven't played Iron Snout, and I say weird because, like, you've talked about it so much that I feel like any of our listeners that didn't already buy it because it was Ratalaika probably just went out and bought it to see what the hype was about. But if you haven't played it, you're a pig fending off big bad wolfies and...
Wait, you could have just stopped with, if you haven't played it, you're a pig.
Oh, man.
Because that's on you. That is on you if you have not played Iron Snout. Let me tell you.
I mean...
This game will change you.
He's not wrong. But,
if you haven't... You need to stop listening right now. You need to go to Xbox app, and you got to download this game, and you got to play it. And then come back, and then you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, in like 4 minutes, and that's including download time and boot up time and experiencing the game time. Come back. But sadly, if you're like in a car or something,
well, as Kelly will tell you, you can pack a lot of excitement in 4 minutes. What are we talking about?
Well, okay.
Iron Snout. That's right.
Oh, okay. So you're a pig and you're fending off big bad wolfies with martial arts, and, you know, occasionally, the wolfies have weapons, but you don't have any of your own weapons. And the entire game... What?
You don't need them.
Yeah, you don't need them. You're Iron Snout.
Got those ham hocks.
Heck yeah.
Bam. Bam.
Bam. The whole game takes place on one screen and you can't move. It's basically like a giant QuickTime event, because the only buttons that you can press are up, down, left, and...
Right?
It is. Correct.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I think what you're saying is that basically Iron Snout's the center of the universe and everything revolves around it.
Not revolves around it, but yes, everything is slowly gravitating towards the center of the universe.
Yeah. Iron Snout.
Yeah, Iron Snout.
All makes sense.
So, you know, you have to time your attacks, and the wolfies are coming in from the left and right, and if they're coming in from the right, whoa, oh man, you gotta press the right button just in time to connect that attack. If they're coming in from the left, oh, it's intense. You gotta press that left directional button just in time. But you're ready for the big shakeup. Sometimes the wolfies fly.
That's right.
And you gotta press up to get in the air. And then you press left or right to attack them. It's madness. They're really going like crazy. They're going like hog wild with these directional inputs.
Oh man,
you like that one?
I did. I like how their heads just pop off.
Yeah, it's
and then
pretty graphic actually.
Yeah, the heads pop off. You kick the ball like what was the soccer related one? Oh man, I can't remember. Bend it like Beckham, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Are we ready for the worst pun so far?
Oh yes.
Even though this is a Ratalaika game, sometimes you have to duck to dodge a projectile. Crickets. Crickets.
I thought I'd let it sit for a second.
Crickets. You did get it, though?
No, I didn't get it at all.
Oh, because Ratalaika and Sometimes You, they publish easy games?
Oh, yeah. I see what you did.
I did say it was the worst pun of the day so far. Anyway, I feel like I just talked about Iron Snout for longer than it takes to beat Iron Snout.
Well, that was
so I'm not kidding. Within 5 minutes, you have seen literally everything the game has to offer.
All right. Well, that was a great entry. All right. So, for my second one.
What the heck? So, we are putting Iron Snout into the world of Shadow of the Loot Box. I already talked about Iron Snout's skill set, so, like, how's he gonna do in Shadow of the Loot Box world? And the truth is that he's not going to do very well because he can't move. He can only bounce rather to the left, right, squat, and leap into the air a little bit, but he can't move.
Well, the universe revolves around him, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. That just would speed up the game if nothing else, because all the loot boxes would come flying into him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm going with that he can't move, and if you boot up Shadow of the Loot Box, the first thing you have to do is press A to continue, and then you have to walk forward. So that's going to leave you with a whopping 0 gamer score and 0 achievements. Elroy, I am sorry, but your boy Snout is an epic fail.
What? Iron Snout has counted to infinity twice.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well, Iron Snout can set ants on fire with a magnifying glass at night.
Are you just like looking up Chuck Norris jokes and replacing Chuck Norris?
No, not at all.
Iron
So
Snout?
when Iron Snout does a push-up, he isn't lifting himself up. He's pushing the earth down.
Huh, okay. Well, did you know that when Iron Snout jumps into water, he doesn't get wet, but the water gets snouted?
Well, that's pretty consistent with the fact that Iron Snout is the reason why Waldo is hiding.
Yeah. When's the last time you checked a map? Because they just had to update it. Because Iron Snout visited the Virgin Islands, and now they're just called the Islands.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. So,
this is getting...
yeah,
this is something else. So, anyway,
yeah.
Let's assume that Iron Snout can walk, because, he's a martial arts expert, so we can probably walk. So, the important question, how much gamer score is Snout earning in Shadow of the Iron Snout? And honestly, I think he's good for the full 1,000. Most of the achievements in Loot Box are story related. There's a couple that you have to go out of your way for, but they're really obvious and not difficult. And then there's just a couple random collectibles. And honestly, Iron Snout can do it.
Did you know that most tough men eat nails for breakfast, but Iron Snout does all his grocery shopping at Home Depot?
That one's awesome.
Okay, I'm done now.
So, yeah. Iron Snout's gonna get the full 1,000. And honestly, I don't think he's gonna have a hard time because he kicks so much ass, so there's not gonna be, any problems. There's some obstacles, but he'll just overcome them. The one issue that I see, if you recall in Shadow of the Loot Box, and I know you do because you've played it 7 times, there's the dragon boss, and you have to shoot certain targets.
Okay.
Well, Loot Box Guy has guns to do it, but Iron Snout just has his hooves and he can't fire guns. So I feel like that could be problematic. But then I remembered that he's pretty darn good at deflecting projectiles, so I feel like eventually he'd fling a snowball or something into the target with minimal issue, and I don't think he'd have a hard time. But if there was one challenge, it would be that boss. So overall, it gets a 2 out of 10 difficulty. And I mean, I would play this game in a heartbeat because would be published from our, good friends at Ratalaika. So it'd probably be a very easy 1,000, but all the achievements would work. There wouldn't be any glitches, and, because they test their games, which is awesome. And, let's be honest, who wouldn't just want to play more games as the greatest protagonist ever, Iron Snout?
Man, you did him justice. I'm glad that you decided to hog that one. All right. Well, that was very touching and very moving. But just remember, though, when Iron Snout was born, the only one who cried was the doctor. I guess or the farmer or what. Anyway, I got my second one here. This is, oh my goodness, what do you know? We get to swap some tribals for some splats. So we're going to take old King Jeff and all his little tribals, and we're going to take them over to 101 Ways to Die, and I call this the fun part. Now, remember all the game mechanics I talked about before where you're taking these splats through your little different laboratory things, and before I get too far away from that, since they gave my boy Rocker a hard time about his chasms, I want to say, now, not you too now, and now, are you one of those that says a laboratory, like puts a bore in the middle of it? Or are you an American and say laboratory?
I say laboratory ironically.
Oh, God.
That's not how it's actually pronounced.
Okay.
But I just do it to get a rise out of people.
That's what she said.
Okay, I'll let that one slide. All right. I just want to make sure there wasn't a chasm between the way you and I speak. Now, all of the game's 1,000 points for Chivos, they come from, because it's a Chivo show, comes from killing splats, right? So in this, you kill the splats, you get the Chivos, life is good. However, I want to so basically you take the Chivos and then you replace the word splats with the word tribal. So the tribals instead of splats. All right, so let's highlight a couple. You got First Blood, kill your first tribal, that's worth 10 points. You have Blood Bank, spill 1,000 liters of tribal blood. I actually added in the word tribal there just because I wanted to envision it. Dr. Jones, flatten 50 tribals with a boulder, nailed to the wall. 100 tribals impaled on spikes. This is just making me feel good inside. Frying tonight, 50 tribals killed in a lava pit. Circus act, kill 50 tribals with a cannon. Whew. So basically, you kill all of them. You do it in like more gruesome ways. You get more stars. You get all the stars. You get the high ratio Chivos in the game for beating all the laboratories. And it's an enjoyable game in which you kill the tribals. Now, the part that brings me the most joy, however, is how do we incorporate King Jeff into this game? Well, he'd be taking the role of Ernst Splattenfuder, who is like the wizard behind the glass, right? So he's the one setting up the death chambers and releasing the splats into it and then watching them die and judging their effectiveness. Now, we know from Jet Force Gemini that King Jeff might be a little hesitant to just kill all his people, given that he wouldn't even give you a freaking ship part because you just freed them all. And no, you have to free every one of them. But I digress. So I
digress?
Yeah. I could talk about what a giant a-hole he is, some more if you like, but I'd rather get to this. I envision him kind of taped to a chair and gun to his head. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, that's bad. Gun to his head. We got King Jeff taped to a chair, gun to his head. How's it going to be, King Jeff? How do you want to kill this tribal? Gun to your head. Do you want them to fall into some lava? You want them to be impaled on spikes? Gun to your head there, King Jeff. What are we going to do? And if he calls our bluff, then that's just when we start cutting off some digits, and we're going to make him make a choice on this. And I envision Juno, Vela, and Lupus calling the shots. Maybe Lupus chews on him a little bit. That's the dog in Jet Force Gemini. And then Juno and Vela are the other two characters that you can choose that are sent on his little quest when he's a giant a-hole and doesn't give you the ship part after you free his people from the tyrannic Mizar that is actually a creation of his brother who's more worthless than he is. Now, in the end, once you get old King Jeff to acquiesce to your demands and start killing all 400 of the tribals, you will eventually get the Rest in Pieces achievement for discovering all 101 ways to die, worth 100 points, and the Inconceivable achievement for earning 3 stars in all laboratories in every zone, worth 100 points as well. So you get the full completion, and then you kill him anyway. With your hot boner. No, I mean you just kill him anyway. Now, so the Chivos, you get them all, and my version makes the story even better. It's way more interesting when you have a hostage situation involved with a gun to his head. Right? Have you seen Michael Scott doing his improv? Yes? No? Office? No? Okay. Well, there you go. There's your homework. Look up Michael Scott Improv Office, and you'll find out that there's nothing more dramatic than a scene with a gun in it. And it's actually a really funny little skit of The Office. You never seen the show The Office?
I have not, actually.
Oh my god.
Come at me, El.
Boom! Detective Michael's card! Everybody. Except for those of you that haven't played Iron Snout, because you're even worse.
Ha!
Get on him. Alright, well look it up. It's amazing. Now, you got cute things being destroyed. Like, these little tribals, they have their big old eyes, big innocent eyes, and they're just running through this chamber. They don't want to die. The splats, they don't care. So they're actually running for their lives, and then they get impaled on spikes. It's way more interesting than some just random dude killing his ugly creations. So let's get this game made. You have a built-in audience and guaranteed sales of everyone and anyone who has ever played Jet Force Gemini over the last 20 years. It's a good swap.
That is a good
swap.
Yeah. Well, mine.
You gonna tie some more Iron Snow?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to get excited and hyped up.
I didn't know if the next part was going to include Iron Snow.
Of course it does. But before we get into that, do you know what you call a pig with 3 eyes?
Mm-hmm.
You call it a pig.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Pig.
Okay.
I get it.
I'm done with puns for a while.
Oh, that was a good one. You got more like that?
I got a couple. All right, so now we have Loot Box Guy. That's what I'm going to call him, Loot Box Guy, in Iron Snout's world, and by world I mean like a forest with a few trees. That's the whole world.
What? You didn't play the city?
I was just gonna say there is like a street and
then the pirate ship.
Yep, but no, I just did the entire game in the forest.
Well, Iron Snout can kill 2 stones with 1 bird.
That's intense, actually. There used to be a street named after Iron Snout, but they had to change the name because nobody crosses Iron Snout and lives.
Yeah, that's completely accurate. That was built into that stage. No one crossed him.
All right, so man, we are really good with these awful jokes today. We're on like a roll. So maybe like a pork roll.
Heyo!
All right, so Shadow of the Loot Box, for all intents and purposes, it's a first-person shooter. But you don't actually see yourself. I'm gonna assume it's a human being just behind the screen that you can't see, and that's how I'm gonna spin this one.
Oh man, I'm just gonna imagine it's Iron Snow from now on.
Well, that's
yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you? No,
that was the whole point of my first swap.
Oh, my bad.
So anyway, this one. What abilities does Loot Box Guy have? Well, much like Snout, where it's an epic fail to start off. Until I make some amends. What? No, remember? We just because he can't move, but we said that was like a mulligan. Of course he can move.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Loot Box Guy, when he starts off, he can't run or jump. In the humor of the game, you have to unlock or purchase the ability to run or jump. So in a game that's about, quick movements, because remember, it's a giant QuickTime event, Loot Box Guy's not getting very far at all. So that's like another 0 gamer score. Which is, sad face and stuff.
Yeah.
But, which is ham, by the way. Pig butt, that's ham. Yeah.
The Boston butt, man.
Yeah. So, once the Loot Box Guy is fully powered up, he can run and jump, and he has a shotgun, assault rifle, and rocket launcher, which is, a little bit of a game changer. Iron Snout manages to kick ass with his fists, hooves. So imagine the absolute wolfy slaughter that's going down with guns. Which brings us to the achievements. Iron Snout, though it is the best game that will ever be made ever, it has, and Elroy, you have to admit, it has a very, very bad, bland, uninspired achievement list.
I do not disagree. Yeah. It could be better. You got Bend It Like Beckham? I mean...
It had so much potential.
I mean, what list could have lived up to that game? I mean, really? I mean, it's always going to leave you wanting more. I mean, obviously. I mean, you're going to always want more from that. from that game, and so I don't think there's an achievement list that could have lived up to it. But
So yeah, the achievement list it's pretty generic. It's basically kill this many enemies and do the things. The short version is that you need to kill 1,000 wolfies, and in doing so, that will unlock every achievement except one, which I'll talk about in a minute. I honestly can't imagine that you get 1,000 kills without getting everything else.
But one of them's called Forbidden Love, and you get humped by a mini wolf.
Yeah.
I mean, you get humped by a mini wolf. You're calling this uninspired? I mean,
yes, I am. You don't have to do anything. You just
Forbidden Love. Did you see the
down,
picture?
left, right.
Did you see the picture of the achievement?
Yeah, with the horny little wolfie.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. All right.
But you know what makes up for the crappy achievement list is the fact that Iron Snout can bake a cake in the freezer. So anyway, yeah, you'll get everything along the way with your 1,000 kills. And this game basically goes from QTE the game to like Wolfie Genocide the game, because rocket launchers. And that's pretty awesome, but I guess it's okay because it's like a pig, but it's not okay when it's like a guy doing it. And I don't, it's like poaching or something if you kill 1,000 wolves.
Well, those wolves had it coming to them, man.
I guess so. They're pretty murderous.
You don't try to jump Iron Snout on his way to the market.
That's right. Why would you do that?
I mean, you're getting onto him for all this, but the fact is that Iron Snout was once charged with 3 attempted murders, but the judge quickly dropped the charges because Iron Snout doesn't attempt murder.
I like that one. Well, I mean, I was going to just build on what you were saying with the fact that no one messes with Iron Snout, because I heard that one time Iron Snout killed 50 guys with 1 grenade. And then the grenade exploded. So, you don't really want to mess with him. Anyway, this guy, he's killing, 1,000 wolfies. I hope he's at least using the pelts. Maybe make blankets for the family for Christmas. I don't know. It seems like a lot of... What?
He's a fur trader. That's his side hustle.
All right, we'll look at it like that. It just seems like a lot of unnecessary bloodshed for these poor wolfies.
Probably some good meat there, too.
Yeah. Can you eat wolf?
Man, you can eat anything.
I like the way you think. It's like Arby's unofficial motto. If it bleeds, we'll serve it.
There you go.
I love it. So anyway, the only achievement that you won't get on your way to Wolfie Genocide by killing 1,000 is for killing 10 wolfies in 1 life mode. But if Iron Snout could do that with hooves, Loot Box Guy can surely do that with a rocket launcher. So he's getting the full 1,000.
Man. So what you're basically saying is both of these games and both these characters are just amazing.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Man, that is quite the swap.
And, well, speaking of amazing, we like to talk about what obstacles would be presented in this swap. And honestly,
I forgot that part.
Loot Box Guy in Snout World, there wouldn't be any obstacles because he has an assault rifle, a shotgun, and a rocket launcher. Like, he could probably manage just the shotgun. But then if things really go downhill, rocket launcher. So, Loot Box Guy, he's not going anywhere. He'll, basically be as feared by the wolfies as Doom Guy is by demons. And random sidebar here. Have you played Doom? Probably not, because it's like a good game.
Doom? Man, I grew up on Doom.
No, the new one. Sorry, the reboot.
Oh, hell no.
Right, like I said. So there's like collectibles, shocker. But they're like towers and stuff that you have to read while you journey through hell. And if you read those, there's notes that the demons are talking to each other about how they're terrified of Doom Guy because he's just this demon killing machine.
Yeah.
So it actually adds a unique spin to the game. You're not marching through hell, killing these bad demons. You're marching through hell, killing these demons that are terrified of you and they're like just trying to save their own lives. Mm-hmm. It's a neat little spin. But yeah, so anyway, bye-bye, bad wolfies. That's the whole point. So I would absolutely play this. I enjoyed Iron Snout and Shadow of the Loot Box. Certainly not as much as you did. But take Iron Snout and add explosions to the mix? That's like going to be even better of a game, which I didn't think was possible, but it's going to be even better. This sounds like a good game to play while eating gamer gummies! So, Yeah, I mean, our friends at Ratalaika, easy 1,000, polished, 1K. It's just win-win all around.
Oh, man, you speak the truth.
Oh, I didn't title this one. It's called Iron Loot Box Guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got Shadow of the Iron Snout and Iron Loot Box Guy.
Oh, man. Let's see. I got 101 ways to kill King Jeff. That's about as far as I thought.
You just really want to kill King Jeff.
Well, that's one of the obstacles, is that you only get to kill him once. I guess you could reload and do it a different way, but that would be an obstacle because you get stabbed because you only get to kill him once.
Don't you have a rewind in Rare Replay or not in that game?
Well, not in 101 Ways to Die. Now, you would get to, kill the splats multiple times, but actually, no, not in that game either. Yeah, they don't have a rewind in that game. No.
That seems like an unfortunate oversight.
It is. The whole game is. So, yeah. I guess we did our swap, huh?
I think so.
4 of them in the book. Woo!
Yeah. Just one last note before we go. Since we're speaking of the legend of Iron Snout, since he killed all those wolfies, he actually has a wolf carpet in his living room. Mm-hmm. But the wolf's not dead. It's just afraid to move.
As it should be. Also, you talking about the Doom guy? Have you ever played Let Them Come? It's like a little crappy game. So, of course, I've played it.
I have not.
And by I've played it, I mean the Student Achievement Factory played it. But anyway, so I did kind of check in on it once, and the guy in that game looks just like the Doom guy. I think he has a sequel that's an unofficial sequel. So if you've played Let Them Come, just look at the guy in the lower left hand corner. They have like his face, and he gets really angry when he's shooting the gun. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty epic actually. And I think it might be the Doom guy. I'm not sure. Take a look. Let me know. Hit me up. And all that feedback you're going to give us.
Will do. Yeah, sounds like we have our next swap figured out already. But if you guys have any swaps that you would like to hear, feel free to let us know. Let us know what you thought of these. Yeah, we're that's it. Let us know what you think. How else am I supposed to conclude?
Plug your music. You could get another subscriber or two. You could like us on somewhere and subscribe to somewhere else. I don't know. Just rewinding the podcast and
do that. Something about like smashing the subscribe, but I don't know. But yeah, if you have any future swaps, we are open to suggestions. So let us know. And before we go, I just want to let you know that Iron Snout beat the sun in a staring contest. So
you're making me squeal with delight. Because you're talking about Iron Snout.
Yeah, I know. And speaking of that sun that he beat in a staring contest,
yeah,
it was pretty hot while he was staring, so you could probably say that he was baking in the sun.
Indeed. Is anybody still listening?
Yeah, we better stop.
See ya.
See ya. Oh, but wait! What do you call a pig with no legs?
Not Iron Snout.
A groundhog! Alright, bye guys. Sorry for all of this. I'm so sorry for everything.
Hello and welcome. I hope you still are in the GTASC TT. It's been surprisingly difficult to stay alive on the team side while the individual is still very easy. I'm Wakapale, and with me today I have Exe the Hero.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me, Waka. Good to be back.
Well, it's always fun to not be alone when doing these things. Today we have a rerun of sorts. I've featured Killer Instincts before, but not on this podcast. Killer Instinct Definitive Edition was recently added to Game Pass, which has made all of its 464 achievements available for everyone with Game Pass. These are worth 4,935 gamer score and 26,050 TA at the moment.
If you haven't played KI before, if you have even like the remotest interest in fighting games, you gotta check it out. I've said it many times on this podcast and in Discord, but this is my favorite fighting game of this generation. It is fantastically well done, and the value just from Game Pass is insane. I think I've put $140 into this game, if I remember, because Season 1 was $40, Season 2 was $40, Season 3 was $40, and then Shadow Jago was $15, I think, and then Omen was $5 or something, and then the bonus characters were $5 each. I think my math is off, but I put at least like $140, $150, and if you get everything for free, definitely check it out.
You also get 2 bonus games that are not part of this list, Killer Instinct Classic and Killer Instinct Classic 2.
I didn't even know those were included in Game Pass. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, I played probably around $50 for all this content over the years. I haven't bought anything at full price, and Killer Instinct by itself started off as a free-to-play title. It's still free even if you don't have Game Pass, but you won't have access to all the characters at once.
Right, I think don't you get one free character? It rotates on a weekly basis?
Yes, and there's a base set of characters that is always available.
Okay.
So you think you have 4 or 5 characters that you can use every week.
That's not bad, actually. I like that strategy. Give people a taste of the game, and then if you like it, give us more money. But Game Pass, guys, it's free!
I don't think that they will add any more fighters to Killer Instinct now. I think they're done. They have had 3 seasons and don't have the number of fighters in my head at the moment, but they're probably around 30 at this point.
Let's see, we got 9, and 9 is 18. Yeah, 29 or 30. I'm drawing a blank here a little bit, but 29 or 30 fighters.
Yeah, there were 3 bonus characters added after Season 3.
Yep. And they're not in any of the passes or anything, so they were $5 each.
They are actually part of the Definitive Edition.
Yeah, I'm just saying when I initially bought it. So I'm just, that you get everything on Game Pass. It really is like the deal of the century there.
Yeah, and as X said, the game is really good. It's one of the best fighters around, especially if you, like me, are not very good at fighting games. I like fighting games. I think they are fun to play, but I don't have any interest in learning complicated combos. I usually just button mash and learn a few simple attacks, and I'm very easy to read, but if the attacks are good enough, and I can usually block a few attacks and do some counter attacks, so that's usually enough to win a few matches online.
And that's one of my favorite things about this game, is I know it's cliche to say, but it's easy to learn and difficult to master. The combos only have 3 options. You have quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, or charge back forward. And every character is going to have at least 2 of those 3 on the various buttons. So, doesn't matter who you play as, you're really only doing quarter circles. Once you get to know the characters, then you sort of get to know their, peculiarities, but it's very easy to learn the fighting system.
Or you can do like me and keep the training wheels on, allowing you to just mash buttons to make very complicated combos, sometimes up in the 50s.
Yeah, combo assist. I did try it when it came out, and that's the only way I can get Kelsey to play with me. It is neat for people that don't feel like putting in, dozens of hours to master the game, and I have nothing against it, but I can't use it. I feel like it holds me back from doing my biggest combos.
Yeah, it probably does hold you back if you want to get really good at the game, but if you like me, jump in every few weeks, play with a few different characters. It's really good to just learn the basics. You basically have to figure out how to defend, how to do combo breakers, and figure out how to do a high and low attack. That's about it.
Yeah, that pretty much is it. You have high, medium, and low kicks and punches assigned to the 4 face buttons, and then the right bumper and right trigger. The controls are very easy, very intuitive, and like Waka said, with that combo assist, you just mash any button, and you'll just do a really good combo, and if your opponent doesn't block, it's a pretty good method.
You just have to figure out if you want to use a heavy attack, a mid attack, or a light attack. And the combo just keeps going.
I have played this game for 324 hours and 24 minutes, according to True Achievements, which makes it by far my most played game on Xbox One. I got it on launch day. It was the second game I played on Xbox One, and I still boot it up at least once a week just to putz around. So if you like fighting games, I cannot recommend this enough.
Yeah, it really is very good, and it's even better on the Xbox One X.
Absolutely.
Myself, I've played for 128 hours, and during that time I've earned 345 achievements and 3,490 gamer score worth 15,459 TA.
Were you, just out of curiosity, were you playing with a mostly achievement-focused mindset?
Yes, I did. I've always been off the achievements, but I haven't played very effectively. I could probably do it faster, especially on the One X. The load times are much shorter.
Yes, that will make a huge difference. Well, the reason I asked is because I will back this game and support it any day, 5 out of 5 all the way, but it is definitely not a quick, easy completion. The main game, you're looking... like just that base standard 1000, you're looking at probably 60 hours, and then another 8 or so hours for every character, maybe slightly less if you're good. But to put things into perspective, like I said, I have 324 hours, and I have 401 achievements, 4,320 gamer score, and just about 19,500 TA. So the gains are there to be had if you want to put the time in, but they will not come quickly.
Yeah, and there are 146,000 registered players on TA, and only 126 of them have completed it.
That is less than 1%, if my mental math just served me justice, so...
Well, it's 0.09%.
Okay, less than 0.1%. Way to go, English teacher.
It's a very time-consuming completion, and it's rather boring in spot since every character except for one have the same achievement lists.
And I'm glad you brought that up. I just told you the achievements are time consuming, but that's if you're going for the completion. If you are just going for fast points quick and you don't care about your completion percentage, this is an excellent game, especially with the GTASC. You can easily get a couple thousand points in under 20 hours, which sounds like a lot, but there's a ton of characters and a ton of content.
I haven't done any new math, but last time I checked, if you find a friend, play a versus match online with them, and trade wins for each of the 29 characters, except Omen, you will get 3 achievements for winning a versus match, supreme victory online, and beating a friend online. This will get you 25 gamer score worth 70 TA in less than 5 minutes per character, which means 2,000 TA in 2 hours.
That's not a bad deal at all.
There's also a special achievement per character, which can be unlocked in practice mode in less than 2 minutes each. You can play a survival match for each character to get 5 game score more. They are usually around a 2 ratio. There's also an achievement for unlocking a color for a character, which is tied to the experience progression, which you do very quick, usually within 3 fights per character.
Yep.
When I did it, I got around 150 achievements for 1,200 gamer score and 3,200 TA in around 4 hours.
And if you're looking for some quick points in GTASC, that's something to keep in mind, especially if you haven't played it before.
these are old numbers, and they have probably increased since Killer Instinct was added to Game Pass as well.
Yeah, my ratio has gone up, or my TA on this, rather, has gone up about 1,000 points, actually, I think, just since it was added to Game Pass, which is pretty cool. And just keep in mind that the more recent the characters are, the higher the TA, if that makes sense. The Season 1 characters have a lower ratio than the Season 3 characters.
With exceptions, since the very original characters, they are part of the original achievement list, and the rest are considered DLC, which makes the math a bit different.
Yeah, I never did quite figure out the TA formula.
The game also features a Shadow Lords update, which is a roguelite way to play Killer Instinct. It's a separate campaign, and I've heard it's a lot more difficult now than it was at release. These achievements are title updates, and they have incredibly inflated ratios.
Yeah, Shadow Lords is the one area of the game that I haven't come close to maxing out. I have most of the characters done, or close to it, but Shadow Lords, it's tough. And it was tough when it came out, and I have also heard that it's gotten tougher. There's consumables and little, like, items that you use in boosts, but it's not easy, and don't even get me started on Gargos on Godlike.
Yeah, the TA ratio for that achievement is at 22.71 right now.
Rightfully so.
I find this funny that people are struggling so much with him, and I completely wrecked him. When you play Shadow Lords, you get 3 characters to take down Gargos. Make sure that you keep your health at maximum when you enter. You use Guardians, which give you bonuses or special abilities during the fight. I used the Warden, which allows you to keep attacking while you get hit. You still take damage, but instead of you flinching when you get hit, you can just keep doing your move, and you will just keep starting a combo on Gargos, especially with training wheels on. There's also a special item, a consumable you can use that makes sure that every hit you do connect, the Gargos can't counter your attack. So you can just keep spamming him for 30 seconds, and that should be enough time to get him down at least one time.
Or you can do both of those things and just get destroyed, but hopefully you have Waka's luck and not my luck, because that is, like he said, a massively inflated ratio.
Yeah, and Gargos he doesn't play by the same rules as you. He gets up for a 3rd time, and if you time an attack perfectly, he doesn't do that. He goes down immediately. But if you do not hit him with a heavy attack after he's gone down the 2nd time, he will just go up and his life bar will fill up really quickly. But if you manage to get a hit in immediately, he dies immediately.
I don't think I knew that, actually.
Yeah, that's a really big help.
Huh. I might have to give that another shot, actually.
The first time I tried him, he completely wrecked me, and the 2nd time I buffed up all my characters, but I only needed 1 to kill him. And then you had to do it in high difficulty settings, and once I got to Godlike and played, I had trouble getting to him for starters. It was really difficult, but I was very nervous about the fight, but once it started, I completely trashed Gargos, and I only used 1 of my 3 characters to take him down.
Now you're just rubbing it in.
Sure am.
Salt in the wound, my friend.
I've seen other guardians that are useful is the Tiger, which allows you to break the guard of Gargos, but since I used an item that prevented him from defending, I just beat him that way. And there's also a guardian called the Snake, which if you make a combo ender, is it called that?
Yep, combo ender.
You make a long combo, and then you make an ender, and that will remove a very significant chunk of health if you do a follow-up attack on Gargos. And yeah, he's really cheap. If you allow him to, he summons minions to take you down, and he is all around a big pain. But if you manage to take him down quick, he's not much of a problem. Just don't let him attack you.
The big takeaway is that there's a cheese method. And if you can make the cheese method work, I salute you. I secretly hate you, but more power to you.
The game had almost 150,000 tracked gamers, and only 286 have managed to take down Gargos on godlike difficulty. And I think that number is very low, since I'm not very good at fighting games, and I managed to do it, so...
There you go. Take it from Waka. If he can do it, you can do it.
Anything you'd like to add?
I would just say an echo of what I said at the beginning. If you are into fighting games and you haven't played this, you have been depriving yourself, and you need to check it out. Like, if you like fighting games, you need to check this out. And if you have Game Pass and you've never really gotten into fighting games, it can't hurt to check it out anyway. Kelsey does not like fighting games really at all, but she will play some KI with me once in a while. So just give it a chance. That's what Game Pass is for. Find something new. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe we'll meet up someday.
Yeah, it's very accessible. And you're not likely to complete it, but there's a lot of gamer score and a TA that are very easy and quick to get.
Yep, if you go in with a point mindset and you know what you're doing and you know what you're looking for, the points will come very quickly for you.
Yep, but the completion won't. This is a more than 200-hour completion.
Oh, I'd say more than double that.
Probably. Well, thanks for joining me, X.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a good time with Angel Waka.
Yeah, that thing stuck for some reason.
That really did.
Well, have a nice day, everyone.
See you guys.